Good morning. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We just got off the phone with the tech guy that was working on our hard drive, and we got some horrible news today. Everything that we've been working on over the past several months that we've been filming and photographing is gone. It is not recoverable from the hard drive. That is damaged. The disk inside of it is damaged, and the data is lost. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll be starting over from here, so let's get out there. We're gonna go meet with somebody right now. We're gonna look at a job and bid on that job. So let's go take some pictures of that, and then we might swing by. Actually, we might stop by the place where the gentleman was working on our hard drive. It's pretty interesting because he has a film studio there, and I would like to know more about that because I do filming professionally. So he has it set up to where you could do interviews and whatnot. He actually has a radio station going on in there. So I'm pretty interested to find out a little more about that. Before or after that, we might go to another job site where we're working on a pond in Brighton, Colorado. We'll swing by there. We'll drop in on that job site. We do still have footage from that job site previously because we were just there a couple days ago when Tim very first stepped onto the job to start working. You know, when he very first put the hammer to the floor and started busting out the concrete. We were there. So we're gonna drop back in on that job site. I don't know whether that'll be today or tomorrow, but we're also gonna bust out with a GoPro and film on the way. So let's get that thing out and let's get going because we got to get to this meeting right now. Let's go. All right, we are rolling out. We got to go to this meeting, and actually, we'll go to the bathroom before we go. Here we go. I have no water and I'm fucking thirsty. I got some water. Okay, that's cool. All right, here we go. We're headed to Arvada to look at this project. And we got quite a few things that we're working on right now because we just had this webinar this week and I was really excited about that. It didn't go quite like we expected. We were expecting a format, something more like a podcast, but it was actually just a strictly educational program where we were expected to put a slideshow presentation together for each segment of the entire day. And I mean, we didn't have enough content to cover a class for an entire day. It should have been like a 1 or 2 hour course. So now what I'm doing is compiling the information that we discussed throughout that day to put together, you know, nice and uniform with pictures describing everything so that we can format it for Gold's Concrete as a product. And that's what we're working on right now. But there's a lot of ins and outs to that too, like, I mean, not ins and outs, but yeah, details, setting up the website, you know, to be able to sell products or services on your website, phone consultations. Which is what we're going for right now, is to set up on our website to sell our products and services. Ebook information packets and consultations, so that anybody has access to this information. You know, of course, you have to pay for the information, just like you have to pay for structural design plans. It's a process it costs everybody time and energy, and so that's the process. Damn, dude's all up in my lane. We're on 104th right now, and we're taking this down. We're taking it west to Sheridan Boulevard, and then we're gonna head south on Sheridan Boulevard down to I-76 and Sheridan. I'm a little distraught about the lost data, and that was that was a lot of footage that was lost. It was an entire basement dig out job, pretty much. Time-lapse footage of that job. The only little bit of data that was saved was from the videos that were already created with that footage. The only problem with that is it's already been formatted into a video, and some of it is overlaid with text and music, and the quality of it is diminished. And they're just clips of much larger files that I would rather have kept, you know. You put the video clip, the length of the video clip goes in depending on the style of video that you're doing or the moment. It could be a 1 second clip, it could be a 5 second clip, depending on how fast paced the video that you're watching is going. So you need the entire clip to pull from. And most of those clips now I just have maybe 1 or 2 seconds of that I can reuse in future videos. The good side of that is they're like the best second 1 or 2 seconds of the entire clip. That's always the policy when you pull from footage to use in a video. You're only pulling the best. You could take let's say a 10-minute clip of something happening, and then when it goes back to the editing board post-production, you pull the best 2 or 3 seconds out of a 10-minute clip, and that's what you can actually use for your video, your completed content, you know. So yep, all of that's been lost, and we're moving forward from today. So that's a good thing, you know, turning lemons into lemon juice, because today we're moving forward, a new beginning, new camera at that. Okay, we just got our new Canon EOS 90D that we're using now. We're starting to get it out there some more because we're getting more familiar with using it. Bringing it out is a little bit easier each time, and we have a new lens on the way that can help us get a wider angle, and we're going to do a review on each of these lenses. We had a really big celebration in the office this morning because we made one sale on through our Amazon affiliate links. We're really happy about that. You know, we put these links down and we review these products, so just to put them out there so you can hear it from somebody else who's owned the product. And then, you know, if you want to buy it from that link, it's not going to cost you anything extra, but it helps us. You know, we get a small portion of that Amazon purchase. So that's why we drop these links down here. And not only that, because it's the cheapest place you can go for almost whatever product you're looking for can be found on Amazon at the best price. So that's where we would send people to buy things. But anyway, we'll do a review on each of the new Canon lenses that we got, because we have 3 of them now that we purchased with the new camera. 2 came with the camera that we bought at the same time. It was a portrait lens and a zoom lens, or a prime lens, I guess I should say, and a zoom lens. And the second one, or I mean the third one that is on its way now, is also a zoom lens, but from a much wider angle, so it can zoom out a lot further. You can capture way more of the picture. People use it a lot for real estate, and that kind of goes in hand with what we're doing here, because we're filming the real estate on the job, I guess you could say. You know, the job itself, more like as the guys are doing it. So yeah, we have that super ultra wide angle lens for that, and then we also have the good prime 50mm lens to get up close, f1.8. If you know about that sort of thing, the f-stop 1.8 on that 50mm lens. Super good lens for really close-up shots. Really beautiful picture. So I feel good about busting out with different lenses. When I pull out my camera, it feels very professional, you know, as opposed to shooting with a point and shoot style of camera, which does not have the detachable lens. And it's good because it's quick. You can just pull it out and start filming. You never have to worry about changing the lens. Alright, we're crossing over Highway 36 right now. It looks like we have quite a ways to go, or several blocks anyway, so I'm going to bring the camera back out here for a moment, because we're passing over this highway and we got a good view of the mountains, and now we're headed south. Sheridan and 84th. If anybody knows of this area, if you've lived in or around this area or are familiar with this area, drop us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Also, something, while we're talking, something just came to mind that Gold wanted me to mention to everyone out there. If anybody happens to be listening to this that knows of a good contractor in your area, if you're in the United States, and whether you're in Minnesota or anywhere in the United States, and you are or know of a good contractor that does crawl space conversions, please let us know, because we get questions all the time from people in other states asking if we do crawl space conversions in that area. And unfortunately we do not. The company's not quite big enough to do business in other states just yet. So if you know of businesses that do that service in another state, please let us know, and we'll put you on our list to refer other people when they call in from Indiana, for example, and want to know if we know of a good contractor in Indiana that does crawl space conversions. If that's you, or if you know of somebody that does, let us know. We'll link you up. We'll hook you up right down here in our links and on our website. Well, and not just that, but when people call in, we'll actually tell them who you are and how we know about you. There's not a lot of traffic right now because we've got about 10 minutes to get there. I don't like to be late for these kinds of meetings. I like to be on point. It's a sales meeting, so it's important for me to be on time, looking sharp, you know, and being articulate and communicative, in a good mood, good spirits, you know, and being the representative of Gold's Concrete that people would want to do business with. If you were meeting with me for the first time, hopefully you would have be left with a good impression, you know. Hopefully we would make a good connection, have a good conversation, even if nothing else, just about the job, you know, have good communication between us, and we both leave the meeting with a genuinely good feeling about what just happened, you know. So when that does happen, then hopefully we connect with the contractor, or we win the bid. But there's always value in making that connection regardless of whether we win one project or not, because that may come back later. You know, people always remember people and interactions, and sometimes we get prospects that come back a couple years later and they say, hey, you know, we're ready to move forward with that project that we were talking about a couple of years ago. We're just barely at the point financially that we're ready to pull the trigger on that, and let's do it. That has happened several times in the past, so it's always good to make that good connection and not be discouraged if something doesn't come from it right away. You know, speaking from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint, it's good to make a connection regardless, just for having made the connection and having had a good interaction with somebody. That in itself is a reward to me, to have a good interaction with somebody on a personal level, not just on a business level. So yeah, makes sense in a lot of ways. All right, it looks like we're getting close here. I gotta shut the camera down and we'll pull this back out when we look at the job. All right, so the map has got us going down this frontage road right here beside the highway. So we're gonna pull up in here and see what we got. This is what it looks like from in front. I have no idea what we're gonna be looking at here, other than he did give me a brief rundown last week when we met, and I do recall that it was something simple, not like a structural issue, you know, repairing a building or anything like that, that I recall. So I think we're actually going to look at some flat work, and is going on 9:30 right now. We got about 8 minutes till. So I'm gonna go ahead and step out here. I might pull out my camera. I might not, depending if somebody comes out here right now. We'll actually give the gentleman a call at 9:30 or a few minutes after. If he doesn't come out, he'll probably, or somebody might see us standing out here and come out. But we're gonna take this opportunity just to look around and see if I'm checking the address right now to make sure we're at the right place. But let's see, what was the address? 5783, and this is 5783. This is it. Okay, so we'll just keep our phone on us, and we'll step out here. And I think I'm actually gonna put this away for a second so it doesn't look weird that I'm just busting out filming stuff. We're out in front of the building here. I'm just gonna get a quick recording before we meet with the gentleman. It's almost 7:30 now. We'll give him a buzz here in a sec. And yeah, here we are. So we'll get a picture. I don't think this is the spot, because now that I'm thinking about it, in our conversation he had mentioned about something about forklifts driving over a certain area that's damaging the concrete beneath. So I don't think this has anything to do with it here. So let's see, Dairy Engineering Office. We're looking for Dairy Engineering Office. Let's see. Traffic control. That's not what we're looking for. Yeah, CDOT traffic control. Nope. I do recall the gentleman said it would be back here. Good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
Not bad. Is Dairy Engineering Office back this way?
Yeah, it's all the way, kind of in the corner. So that garage doors you see, it's the end of that building on the left side.
Okay, great. Thanks. All right, turns out we're way down here. I do recall now that the gentleman said it was back behind the building. So the area we were at just now was way back there. I would have drove in here had I known it was this far back, but it's no big deal. We're already almost there now, so we'll just keep on walking. Probably morning. All right, so that gentleman we just met with from Dairy Farms Engineering said that, well, he called Christian, who is the gentleman we'll be meeting with, and we had his phone number. Hey, Christian. Good, thanks. How's it going? Sorry, I'm a little late.
Oh, not a problem.
I was walking around for a minute.
This place is impossible to find.
Yeah, I remember now our conversation when I started walking around that you had said it was in back a little ways.
Yeah,
So-
we kind of hide back here. We have a hodgepodge of what right here. We're trying to turn this building into a shop.
Okay.
So what we need to do...
Got the handy GoPro today.
Nice. There you go.
All right, so we just met with the gentleman from, what does that say, Dairy Engineering Company. Went pretty well. We looked at those two very small projects there, where on the first one we looked at, we would be replacing that pad to support a forklift with a whole lot of weight so that it doesn't crack up and break. So that little slope there would be extended out and poured thicker than it is right now. It would be demoed and replaced basically with a thicker pad. And then the area inside, once we got inside that garage there, I put my phone flashlight on it because it was pretty dark. It's all busted up in between. You can see there's a huge gap in between the two pads, and it needs to be, he wants it just, the rubble cleared out, cleaned up, and then poured just that small area that's a couple inches wide, and then in the middle there to put a slope that extends out. That's an actual legit slope built into the pad, not just what they have there now. You can see is a skim layer on top of the existing pad, so it could probably be peeled right back and you wouldn't have to do any additional demo or replace in that area. So on the bid request, we're going to put all that information in there. We're going to put it nice and concise, and we're going to forward it on over to Gold for him to put something together, and hopefully we'll hear back from him at some point. He said that he's got to put in all the footwork on that project, because he's doing that for his company, so he's got to get everybody's approval, go through all the steps, get it signed off, probably get the best deal, or however they fit that criteria into what they're looking for contracting a company. It's probably just up to him, just whoever he feels good about. And so hopefully that'll be us, maybe not, but at any rate, we'll do the bid request. And that was actually a referral from another construction company that we've worked with right here in the Denver area. So that increases the chances of us actually doing the project, that it came from somebody, the referral came from somebody who has already worked with us, already knows our company. And yeah, so that's a pretty powerful point, pretty powerful selling point. So right now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head on up to Brighton, where we're fixing a pond that we looked at earlier in the week, or late last week I think. We got started on that. We went up there when Tim was there, and he was beginning to chip away at the concrete, where we're gonna reseal, resurface, and fix up the leaks in that pond so it's not leaking all the water out. This is actually just like the silo job that we did, except opposite, because in the silos, the grain silos that we were working on down in these huge concrete pits, they had leaks in them, and they were leaking in water. The purpose of the silo is to keep humidity and water out of the silo. So we had to seal the floor to keep the water out. Now in this case, Tim is sealing the floor to keep the water in, so they're not losing all the water from out of the pond. And to do that, he explained some of the steps to us when we were there last week, and we're going to talk to him more about that when we go back to the job, and hopefully get in on some of the steps that they're doing as they're doing the steps, so that we can just take a look at that. Right now we're driving back up north on Sheridan Boulevard because we got to head to Brighton. we got to cut over at some point, probably just get on I-25. Let's take a look at our map here. When we come to a stoplight, we'll take a look at this map and see what direction it has us going. Okay, cool. Here's a stoplight coming up. So let's take a look at this map. Damn, it looks like we should have already cut over onto I-25, and now we got to get over. Let's see here. Let me look at this map. Oh shit. Yeah, we missed our turn. It's cool though. I mean, we're headed north, so we'll get there one way or the other. We'll get there. This is a Tuesday afternoon, a pretty typical Tuesday in my spot. Going and meeting with somebody, looking at a job, or making sales calls. Doing that for a part of the day, and then also going out and filming, which I can do at the same time, hopefully, as I do other things, like, you know, going to a sales meeting or going to the job site, which is where I can really do some filming when I'm there just for that purpose. And then another part of the time I'm in the office working on the video itself, doing video edit to post a video on YouTube, and that with all the online marketing. So not just posting the video on YouTube, but writing a blog about what we're doing here, putting some educational information out there, putting content on all our social platforms, putting affiliate links on the products that we review so that they're available to click on. All right, we ran out of battery, so we pulled over and put a new battery in that I just grabbed out of my camera case here. Got our camera equipment, our tripod, our trunk is a freaking mess right now. I got trash all over the place. Got our tool bag right here when we go out to do estimates. Got our measuring tape and a notepad. Got our work boots for when we need to get down in the trenches on the job sites. It's all here. But right now, we're going to see the gentleman about our hard drive, which was not able to be repaired, but we still owe him a small amount for working on the hard drive and trying to recover the data. And that's what we're here for now. We're actually coming here first. Well, door's locked, so I've got to give him a call. I think that's his radio station, Radio TV, KUHS Radio TV. Huh, interesting. So let's go ahead and give him a call. Let's see. Hello, this is Rico downstairs. The door's locked. Yeah, it's locked. Okay, thanks. Or could I just get up? Oh, the stairs right here? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right, so door's locked. He's gonna come down and unlock it. He thought it was already unlocked, but he's coming down now. I'm gonna put this camera away so it doesn't look all weird. I was just standing here filming when he comes down, and then we'll maybe pull it out again here in a minute when we're in the studio. Oh yeah, just what you have here. Just gonna get a quick. So here I am with a gentleman that's been working on the hard drive we have right here. He's got a machine that it goes in, and this test the hard drive for noises.
Oh no, this is to actually look inside of it. I can connect this right up to a computer and look inside of it.
Oh, okay, like a microscopic view.
No, just like
just a regular view.
Yeah, just a regular view.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's worked on he's tried lots of things with the hard drive here. We're not going to be able to recover the data. I don't have the kind of money to send this thing off to get that data recovered, so this is where we're at with it.
Here for an infomercial.
Oh, wow.
Really nice. We'll talk to you all about what you do.
Wow, this is super cool. Okay.
And we go live.
Okay.
And I'll show you how the cameras work. Stay right there, I'll show you how the cameras work.
Okay, cool. He's gonna put us on the camera right now. This is a badass film studio. I mean, interesting. How cool. So is this playing right now on air?
Huh?
Oh,
That's
wow.
live. Everything here is live.
Okay.
This is live, and we can, I mean, it's 24/7 live. This, I don't know if you like the Grateful Dead, but I put the Grateful Dead, it comes out of New Mexico. It's the true, real recordings of the Grateful Dead.
Really? Huh.
It's only 1 hour, but we give all this variety of stuff. And we give country, we give Spanish music, R&B, oldies. We do everything, hip hop. And so we were only with 3 genres when we first started, but it didn't work. It went up, leveled up, and started diving. So as soon as we went to all genre at all times, everybody all over the world logs in. And I'll show you how it works.
So do you know how many viewers you have or listeners?
Of course,
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Huh, okay.
So I'll demo this for you so you can see how this camera works. And it works with AI. We have AI in here.
A wide range of genres, from psychedelic rock to classic jazz standard. Well, now
Connect it up.
we've kind
They're
of done the
spinning
numbers
on.
here at Official Tapes World Headquarters.
Turn blue there.
What the big
In there,
fellas
yeah.
were, and it looks like
So
Oh.
it does facial recognition
Olivia Rodrigo,
and then takes all the
Paramore,
shots.
How cool is that?
and,
So when you don't pick a shot, it'll diminish and start a new shot for you. So let's just say we pick that one. And
Close up? Okay.
we can pick that one. So you do a close up. That's how it will be on live camera.
Oh, I see. You can crop it right there.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's live, and so you just stretch it out, and it's a delay, so nobody can see it. You know, the way we saw it, it just right away opens it up real nice.
Oh, huh.
So it likes that one. That's on air. So it liked that one for us.
the top selling, that's a little bit over there. The top
And
selling
it keeps
record store
taking
day
shots.
exclusive single was a
How
joint
cool is
effort
that?
from
So-
Noah
And there's 9 of them.
and
See how it takes
Olivia
9
Rodrigo.
shots?
You use the space here then to do interviews or
Yes,
podcasts?
yes. So like if you want to buy ads, depending on which level you take, we'll even give you the 15 or a half hour. You come in here and do a live infomercial, like talking about all what you do, what you're doing. We can go out and bid it. Here's our number. We'll have it playing on the backside of these screens. If you have a website, we'll put it on the backside at the same time.
Would it be possible to have footage rolling at the
Mhm.
same time
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking?
right behind
like,
you.
oh,
Sure.
oh, okay.
Sure.
How cool is that? That's the whole kit and caboodle.
While most
Huh.
Record Store Day 2024 titles had a
Now, how about your pay scale for getting on air here? Or your fee scale, I should say.
What it costs? It
Yeah.
can go anywhere from $350 all the way to $6,000. $6,000 will buy you a whole year. So you'll be on it all the time, so you'll get some value added. There's a lot of people who will do that. Some just will do, okay, I only want to spend $1,200 and I only want 3 months every day on every show. Or if you say I just want a $350 run, I'll give you a month $350, but 1 or 2 months is what you need to do, at least $700.
Okay.
You only do a little bit, just like Jacob Jab. You don't know what he's putting for sale, but you know who he is and what he sells, furniture, and you know where he's at. But
Okay.
he's constantly in your face, see? And that's the key to it. So here's the category.
So this plays locally, I take it.
Plays everywhere all over the world. So right now we have 2,038 logging in, and this is how it looks from all over the planet.
The big sellers for Record Store Day 2024.
And we know what country they're from, what they're on, the browser they're using, the operating system they're using.
So right now, at this moment, you have over 2,000 people logged in listening?
Yeah, well, like if there's a live show and they know it's a really big live show,
Yeah.
generate way up to 10,000 people just instantaneously.
Okay.
Over the day, it's 230,000 people all over the planet. That's not a lot because it's a planet.
Right.
But I'll show you that we know how to do a thing called push notifications. Push notifications pushes to your phone. Like now that we have each other's number, you're going to catch stuff from me. And I don't bother you with it. It just shows you this person's live now. This is going on.
Okay.
And it's
Cool.
slick. Yeah. So you get a lot of value added out of this.
Okay.
So this right here, we know how to do, like I said, by OS, by device. And this is how it looks all over the time.
So I'm just curious, out of 2,000 people, do you know how many of those are in Colorado area?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have a server. Let me show you in the back. So you come on back there.
All right, cool.
Interesting stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we've been doing this long before anybody has. And podcasts we brought out in 2014. Everybody would look at us and say, "What the fuck are you talking about? What's a podcast?"
Now it's a big thing.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. Yeah.
Right.
So a podcast is just a recording of a show. That's
Right.
just a recording. We actually record, which is a podcast. We'll give it to you. Now go put it up on your online, put it anywhere. Say, listen to my podcast.
Okay.
It's pre-recorded already. We hand it
Okay.
to you, and just one check of a button on that software, and it'll record everything. It'll record all the video. If you come in for an infomercial, we record everything.
Okay.
Okay, so the way
Huh.
it does, it goes through this thing here. We have our punch down right there with all the stuff runs through the punch down, comes through here, goes through servers, which are Linux servers. From Linux servers, it goes through a port forwarding. That's a Comcast. They can't support this. It's too big. So we port forward all the signal up to giant servers, which are on Oracle.
Huh.
So Oracle, it goes from Linux to Oracle, and Oracle governs the 80 platforms that we're on. We're on all these platforms all over the planet.
Okay.
So now I'll show you the
And-
platforms. You want to see?
Okay. Yeah.
And so we have to guard that, and that's why we go to Oracle, because they just encase it so you can't get it.
Okay.
You can only, like, if you go to their platform, all you can see is play.
Oh.
You can't catch our URL because it's got to be guarded.
Oh, really?
Because there's some slick people out there. Yeah, they can. We've been hacked 3-4 times, and then we did it this way, real sophisticated. So
Okay. Huh.
you had to
That's
go-
crazy how much goes into that.
you had to become very sophisticated. Now our place is very sophisticated compared to everybody else's.
Yeah.
We're on the forefront. We compete with even the big stations right now. We're competing with them and we're just streaming only. But now everybody, you listen to them, catch our stream. Even the TV stations, catch our stream. Well, we've been doing that already. So we have actually partnered with the big stations, you know, Channel 31, Channel 2, 7, 9, and they come over and they'll do filming, or we'll just share stories, because we're there before them and we're capturing everything because we have such quick response compared to them. We have a huge, what would I say, network of people. It's huge.
Speaking of which, do you mind if some of this footage goes up on our YouTube channel?
No.
We have like 6,000 followers.
Yeah, no,
and
we don't mind.
we have a little something of a channel ourselves, and so that's why we're
no,
always
we can
trying
even
to
push
find.
your YouTube channel if you want to do a show. Push your YouTube channel, do your infomercial, and we'll push it. You'll get hits. What started happening, like when we go do remotes,
Yeah.
we were doing a remote with this popular person, and we were doing the interview right there standing, but there was a TV behind us with John Legend up there playing.
Okay.
So as we did the remote and everything, and we pushed it, you know, we got 14,000 hits, you know. We got a lawsuit from John Legend for using his kindness in a video to push our stuff without his permission.
Okay. And
No, that was just back there. We're standing there just.
and from something
happenstance.
someone else had filmed, and
No, it was just it was just somebody had the TV on in a it was a nightclub where we were,
okay,
and it was just we just accidentally
passed by there, happened to be in the background.
It's no big deal, but in his mind, you know,
Right.
because it had 14,000 hits in just one night, and it was going to get about 30,000.
God.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we don't use you. We still broadcast to YouTube. We do everything with YouTube, but we're careful of YouTube, you know.
Gotcha.
Because of what we do, there's always these issues, big time,
Right.
from everywhere. It just, I always address them, you know.
Oh, okay. Got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on everything.
Huh.
I have the software to right away blip anybody out who's using copyright material. I tell everybody in here, you come in here. Our radio station can play all the music we want, and it doesn't matter because we're registered in Europe. And how this happened a long time ago, this software called Shoutcast was owned by, remember AOL?
Okay.
They created Shoutcast. And then they went and sold off to a big company. They sold off AOL to a big company. That company sold off the Shoutcast software, which is the stupidest thing, and they even knew it because Shoutcast is used by everybody all over the world to broadcast with, even the big stations.
Huh.
It's big software. They became wealthy, billions. So, because I got sold off that way over to Europe, I'm still registered with them, grandfathered in. So when I play music, as long as I don't play, like let's just say, Earth, Wind and Fire, twice in one night, and our software governs that, they would only get a penny for their royalties.
Oh.
But our genre changes, like I was telling you,
Yeah.
so dramatically that you'll never see it ever twice.
Oh, so you don't have to worry about
We don't have to
royalties.
worry about royalties.
Oh, huh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was we accidentally ran into that, which is cool. I thought, yes, you know, this is smart. This will work. Then they say, are you registered? I go, yeah, in Europe, that's where the company is owned. It's a European-based company now. They bought it. And they got filthy rich.
Damn. Lucky
And-
break.
And they give me everything. I don't have to pay for nothing, no updates, no all the new shit. They just give it
Oh,
to me.
really?
Because I've been with them for so long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a cool spot you got here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back.
Yeah. Just let me know if you want to do that. Like I said, you can start with the 351, and I would do 2 months. I mean, you could try it for 1 month. You'll see results. You know, because we already know what we do.
Okay, cool.
Or you could tell. I mean,
Yeah. If that's something we want to move forward with, is there a delay, like for getting set up and everything? Like a couple weeks out, a few weeks
maybe
out?
a week out. I mean, we're pretty fast.
Okay.
Let's see what's playing now. I think it changed the genre, so I'll let you hear a commercial.
Okay.
Now it's showing. This guy has 2 commercials. One of them is a agent helper commercial.
Oh, cool. We'll get to see his commercial.
Here it comes.
Oh.
But it's 16 minutes out before the show starts. So
So it's an audio clip then
Yeah,
only?
it's almost 60 seconds. It's an actual commercial.
Okay.
That's what we put up there.
Okay.
So, and because of all the different genres, you can see the shift in where people listen to this. So right now you can see the shift right here. The United States is loving it. Yeah, 25%.
Imagine that.
India is 8%, Brazil. But then sometimes you see a shift. And like Indonesia will be ahead because we're playing some different music. Now, we have people all over that are DJs for us all over the planet. So in Bangkok, Thailand, the guy who used to be in Denver, lots of radio stations, he went out there to chicks, young, oh wow. So he decided to stay out there, you know?
I'm not far behind.
So he just stood out there. He's always been on our station, so we had to write the government and all this good stuff. We can't do nothing political on the show. Music or talk or whatever. So they finally allowed us to broadcast out of Bangkok, Thailand back there. So we have Greg Rashid out there broadcasting from out there. He goes a whole different way than we do. I mean, he still does it. He has his other audience, but it still comes through us.
Huh.
Then we have Peter Hatton in the Northern Quarter, which is Europe, and he covers all of London, England, Paris, France, Germany, all those areas. And he does indie rock. Then in Missouri, we have the country music, and it's Tim Kelly. He has some really nice shows. We did his show twice. Once on Sunday afternoon from 5 for about 2 hours to 7. Then Monday morning from 10 to 12.
So when you say show, was this like a podcast? Where they
Those
were
are
talking?
recordings, but I don't call them podcasts. Our stuff is actual live, just they're encores redone. He'll do them Thursday, we do them later, like on Sunday and Monday. The reason we do it like that because we're having trouble with our, because all these different time zones.
Yeah.
It's hard to make it come on perfectly timed, as opposed to if you just get the show and pop it in there and set it all up, it comes in perfectly timed.
Okay.
Those are the ones from far away, so.
Okay. Huh.
Slick. Now the ones here in Denver, there was 19 DJs in here. Now we're down to about 11. That's some beautiful women in here, of course. This one was supposed to come by. I'll show you this one. Her name is Juliet.
It seems like a place for beautiful women to be.
Yes.
I mean.
Yes. There's a lot of good. Well, you don't want my ugly face. You want some beautiful women. You know what I mean?
That's what I tell everybody. I'm the guy behind the camera, not in front of it.
Yeah. I'll show you what she was. You look at her, and you would think she just does this stuff, but I can't see. That's her right there. Her name's Juliet.
Oh, wow. Huh. Okay. Beautiful young lady.
Yeah. Now, she won titles and everything, but right here, what she does here is she was the president and CEO of the Westminster Chamber of Commerce. Now, here's how we helped each other. She would bring in all these businesses, and they could advertise with us. Some would, some wouldn't. But they were loving it, because she's the chamber, president, bringing them in here, giving them all this huge play, and then they'd come back and say, hey, we want to advertise. And they would bring like restaurants and stuff like you. And we were doing, all this kind of stuff with building things, cement, you name it, And so they're all coming through doctors, dentists.
Wow. It seems like you're pretty secure here then.
Yeah,
in your
so
spot.
she left though. Now this one here, she was also part of us, but she's Spanish language, both English and Spanish. But you want to hit that market too.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a lot of money. They'll buy you whatever you're doing.
Yeah, that's like half of the
Yes.
market out there.
Huge tits too. You know, it sells. No, what I mean,
Yeah.
it sells. We were advertising her the concert that she's talking about.
Okay. Huh. Wow.
And so we sold that out for them because she's there. You know.
Yeah. Well, what a great opportunity to sell a product or a business than to get a beautiful young lady
Yeah.
to sell it.
Yes. Yeah,
Huh.
she's gorgeous. And we would send her all over the place for different things. You know.
Wow.
She's tall, beautiful. So that's I had 5 of them in here, but 1, 2, 3 left because Juliet went with the opportunity into Nebraska for being a president of another chamber of commerce and a lot of money.
Huh. Wow.
Sylvia wanted to do her own show, and I told her, "You sure?" You know, they get big-headed.
Yeah.
You sure you know what you're doing here? Oh, I'm gonna do my own, and I'm gonna. You know how they get.
Yeah.
And so I just let it be. She left, but she keeps knocking back on our door. I go, "You left on your own. I mean, what do I want you back now?" Then another one had just a few problems, you know, with her sons and stuff, and so she was also. I'll show you what she looked like.
Man, it just seems like if we could get a beautiful young lady like that to.
Yeah. Oh, we do. We have them. We have them all. They're always here.
Oh, really? Okay.
No problem with that.
Oh.
They're always around here.
Okay.
Yes, I'll show you this one.
And you use them to advertise?
Yeah.
To talk about businesses?
Oh, sure.
And okay.
Or they're part of us. You know, they work with us, all of them.
Okay.
This was Melissa. She used to do like more of a. I told her stay soft with your. She did more of a religious program, but not really.
Okay. Beautiful young lady.
I know. That's the talent. And so that's her inside the studio.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. So what we did is we balanced it all out. And with her, I told her, you know, be soft with that religious. A lot of people don't like that religious stuff shoved in your face.
Right.
So she was real soft on it and real cool. I mean, she would talk about other things, but then bring it in.
Gently.
Yeah, but wouldn't keep going on and on, just here and there. And God's on your side and blah, blah, blah. But keep going. I told her, don't interject too much of that.
All right, we just came out of the office where we met with a gentleman that worked on our hard drive, but unfortunately the data was not recoverable. But he did show us his beautiful film studio that he has up there, which is actually not a film studio, it's a radio station and TV station where they host podcasts and infomercials, and they do radio ads as well, which I asked him all about, and he gave us the skinny on a fee scale, you know, for getting on the radio, what that would cost and what it would look like. And we're going to talk to Gold about that and see if maybe we can get on the radio with our content. And meantime, we're going to continue. Let's see, that was our hard drive. That's a picture of it there. But now we're going to continue to Brighton to a job that we're working on there. And let's see, Brighton, this is where we got to go. It's 14 minutes from here, and it's taking us up Washington Avenue to 144th. We'll turn up 144th and go up that way. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're running low on data here, so I'm gonna cut this off and we'll turn it back on once we're out on the road again. All Alright, we're out here in Brighton now. We're gonna take a left right here on Colorado Boulevard, heading further north, just a few blocks it looks like, and we will be there at the job where we are repairing the pond. Talked to Gold yesterday evening. He said some guys would be out here today. Hopefully that is still the case. Oh, it kind of sucks when I show up and there's nobody on the job, because then there's not really anything to film. We can take pictures of the job itself, but those pictures or that video comes out really boring if nobody's on the job doing anything. It just looks, it's like there's nothing there at all, you know. But when you have action, when there's somebody on the job, or especially when there's a lot of people on the job, and if it's an important day, like we're doing a pump pour that day or whatever, then that's really the time to be out there filming. This is the house right here, and I do see a truck, a Gold's Concrete truck, right back there. It's all good. We'll blur out that address because we don't need to be giving away people's addresses on these videos. It's a safe space here, you know. This YouTube channel is a safe space. I'll just pull right up in here beside the Gold's Concrete truck and hop out and see how things are going. Go ahead and shut this down and hop out here. And we're not even gonna shut this off. We're just gonna walk right on up to the job site. I think that's Tim over there. Looks like he's having lunch in the truck. Yeah, that's Tim. He's having lunch, so we're just gonna sneak back here and get a sneak peek. Opens this way, not that way. Yeah, so we get a much wider angle with this GoPro. That's good. We're waiting for the wide angle lens to get here for the DSLR camera so we can take some really good pictures with that. This GoPro takes good pictures, but it's not the same. Alright, so here's what we got. Let's climb down in here. It looks like Tim now is breaking out areas that are loose, maybe that have been plastered before, it looks like. So he's just going in here. This is what he was doing last time we were here. He was peeling areas right in here, it looks like, peeling areas back so that when he comes in with the new shotcrete to spray in here, it'll hold fast to the floor and there won't be all this loose, you know, just loose rubble and crap getting in the way of us putting down new material. Last time we were out here, he talked a little bit about what materials he'd be putting down. I think there are 3 layers going down on the floor here of this pond. Not only on the floor, but going up from the floor. So like this is where water comes down into, and we're gonna reseal all the way going up because water has been leaking out through these areas right here. You see where the crack has opened up because these rocks are so heavy that they've settled down in here. Now there's cracking along where the concrete initially went in. So what we're doing now, Tim is going to come back. He's going to put some form of plaster in these cracks first thing. Then he's going to come back with the shotcrete, and we're going to do some more. We're going to put, I think, another 4 inches of floor on top of the floor that's already here, and do some more rock formation with the shotcrete. So he is actually going to create some rocks with that shotcrete. Rock design, I mean. We can't create rocks, but we're going to create a rock design as the shotcrete's going in. So you'll see some areas down around the bottom here where Tim has showed me that he would be forming new rock formations, like maybe right here. I don't know if this is specifically one of the areas he pointed out, but this is a good example right here. He might be coming back in with a shotcrete and shaping out a new rock, putting color in it that'll match up as closely as possible with these rocks that are already here, and then it just blends right in with the style of this pond. And when we're all done here, it should have a nice beautiful new floor, all just one solid piece without all these cracks that you're seeing running through the middle and along the sides here. That's letting all the water out. And then so the 3 layers, now that I'm thinking about it, it comes to mind. First, he's going to put some kind of epoxy down in these cracks, and then we're going to dow in only about 1 inch, just enough to peg into the concrete that's already here to tie wire mesh rebar down, and then come in with new shotcrete. Okay, that's going to cover the area. It's going to cling to that wire mesh rebar, which the wire mesh rebar is fastened to the concrete that's already here, and it's going to hold the new floor in place, tied together with the old floor. So once the new floor is poured, then we're also going to put this paint, a similar color to the paint that's down here already, and it also is a type of waterproofing that prevents the water from seeping out through the floor as well. Because concrete itself is not waterproof, but the epoxy that we're putting down, or the material, whatever material that is we're putting down before the concrete, will seal from the water to keep the water from soaking through. And then we put the concrete, and the layer of paint that goes on top of the concrete also serves as a water stop sealing.
On this, which is it's a concrete sealer kind of thing.
Okay.
And then we'll do the mesh and the shotcrete. This is gonna be like artificial rock. I'm gonna form it like with the concrete and make it look like rock.
Okay, nice. With the shotcrete?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember we had done a few of those for. We built this fun center over here, the Boondocks, off of I-25, and
Right.
with select development, we put that thing up, and we sprayed shotcrete to do, you know, those big rock formations,
Right.
fake rock. Yeah. So
Fiberglass forms.
I don't know. It was like 20 years ago,
Right.
and yeah, I don't remember.
Now I'm just knocking all the loose, hollow spots off.
Okay. So, Tim, would you explain to us what you're proposing to... I've explained what we have going on here, what the problem is with this pond. Would you explain to us what you're proposing to fix the situation?
Like I said, I'm gonna get all the loose, broken, hollow parts out of it. Then I'm gonna thorough seal it, which is a concrete sealer.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pin mesh to it and shoot 4 inches on top of that, and do a rock texture on it.
Now, when you say you're gonna pin mesh to it, what are you gonna pin into?
The floor itself,
So you are gonna dowel into that?
yeah, just about an inch.
Okay.
You gotta be real careful because of the bladder.
Right. I remember you saying you don't want to puncture the platter beneath it.
But where it's real solid, I'll probably go in an inch. I'm not gonna do it everywhere.
Okay.
I'll hold the mesh in.
Just to hold the mesh.
With all these cracks, you know I'm gonna put thorough seal over those. Concrete would just follow those cracks. So we need mesh down there to hold our concrete together. You know what I mean?
Okay. And the thorough seal.
Otherwise it'll just crack up just like it is.
Okay. Are you gonna go so above, beyond that 4 inches? Are you gonna travel up the wall with it?
Between all the rocks.
Yeah. Okay.
We do those.
And the thorough seal is a barrier for the water. It doesn't.
It's yeah, it's supposed to seal the pond.
Okay.
It's a concrete sealer, but it's actually a concrete.
Okay.
And you just get it real wet, and then you kind of brush it on everywhere.
So this is similar to the steps we took at the silos with the water stopping cement.
Yeah, but it's a different product. It's a concrete. It's a base product.
Okay.
And you just put it on real thin everywhere. Brush it on everywhere. Let that set up. Then put the concrete on top of that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. If you look over here, you can see where these rocks are. He had a bunch of water going out in between those. If you can see where the water would leave in between those two rocks. You see how the concrete only comes up a little ways? In between those two big rocks right there. There's a hole back there, and a bunch of water's going out through that.
Okay, I see.
But what's happening is these rocks are settling and separating from the concrete. And then, of course, water finds any escape. But these are big, heavy rocks, and they all settled. And in a lot of places, you can see that right here. This is because of settlement right here. How the rock kind of dropped, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And they pulled away from the concrete. So I'm gonna have to go over these too. Probably get rid of this because it's garbage. And then do more artificial rock work right there.
Okay.
Just kind of help it blend in.
So we'll have 3 materials going in. 2 of those 3 materials will be to stop the water from seeping out of the pond. And that's the game plan that we have right now. How's it going?
Good. Where's your sidekick?
Buddy? Oh, yeah, no, he's at home.
Playing hooky today, huh?
Yeah, taking a break.
I took the water level.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen one of those before. And that red hose, it's got water and food coloring in it. And I set it to where he says the water level is.
Yeah.
And I went around the whole pond and made marks. And there's some places where the water is going over the concrete right into the dirt. So,
Over the concrete here in this area? Like,
much. I'll show you. This right here. This is a good area. Well, here's my mark. Yeah. This is how we mark the beam on swimming pools. With one of these.
oh, okay.
You set this to the skimmer, the lip of the skimmer,
Yeah.
and then you cut the beam that level all the way around.
Oh, okay.
And I just have it in a bucket with dirt. When I set it right here, because that's where he basically told me where the water level was.
Yeah.
And not everywhere, but there's a couple spots like this. where they have the concrete right here, and they got dirt back here.
Oh,
And the water level's up here.
oh,
So when the water comes over here, it's going down in there and out.
okay.
That's happened in a couple of places.
So you're gonna have to fill in
Yeah,
here?
I feel that completely with concrete, and like even right here is doing the same thing. My mark. Oh, I broke. But here's a mark right here,
Okay.
and then there's the dirt.
Okay.
So the water comes up in here. This was all loose, broke up stuff. But
Oh,
the water is running right out there.
huh.
But yeah. There's not as much chipping as I thought there was going to be. They probably have the chipping done today.
Oh, nice. That's what you're working on now?
Yeah,
Chipping.
getting all the real loose, hollow stuff,
Okay.
and breaking all that up everywhere. The floor, I'm not real concerned about it because I'm putting 4 inches on it, so it's gonna be like a new floor anyway.
Okay.
Its own floor, you know.
Right. And then, so you just gotta put the dowels in and lay the wire mesh out?
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do, like in the waterfall area, I'm gonna put 2 inches on that whole thing, wherever the water comes down. But the water's this high, so it's about right in here somewhere.
Oh, okay. So you're only putting 2 inches on top of this
So I'm gonna
area?
put 2 inches on that, make it look a little bit better, like rock.
Okay. Where are you doing the rock formations at?
Oh, this waterfall part,
Throughout?
and then all this stuff all this crap right here. Just
Yeah.
make it look better. That's real. All this up above the water line is cosmetic.
So are you doing anything with
Yeah,
this,
I'm
or?
gonna put nails in it and put a couple inches on it, shape it like a rock.
Make it look better?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can.
Can't really do too much right here. They got the rebar stuck into this, and he says as soon as we're done, he'll probably have us come. Because if you look at the deck,
Yeah.
all the aggregate's coming out. It's an exposed aggregate look. It's all
Oh.
falling apart. So he's gonna want to rip this out and do that next.
Can you do this rock work better than what's here now or over there? Think you can turn it out better than that?
Way better.
Because it looks like they tried to do a rock formation, but
Yeah.
I mean, it looks better over there, but still, you can tell it's just concrete.
Right. Yeah, I don't like how the rocks follow each other. You know what I mean? They don't look like separate rock, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like just one piece of concrete that's
Yeah.
been carved out.
Yeah, texture, but this looks better over here. You know, it looks a little bit more separated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll make it jagged like these and then tinfoil it to give it a bunch of texture.
Oh, nice.
And then maybe even put a few lines in it, like, carving lines, where they didn't carve any of it.
Okay.
You know, so you have cracks or whatever.
So when you fill in these areas right here, are we coming back in with some kind of epoxy or
No,
water stop material to
No.
keep it from pushing out?
no, I'm gonna put nails in there, a couple places, just get it so it doesn't pull away from it.
Okay.
You know, and stuff like that, and they got it over there too, where the water's coming out. It's basically just flowing right out into their landscape in a couple places. These 2 places here, place over there.
But so it's not going to push out without putting any kind of barrier?
No,
Okay.
no,
That material, then, that water stop, what is it, epoxy or?
no. That's just hydraulic cement.
And you're just putting that around the base cracks?
Like I said, on the bottom, I'm bringing it up 4 inches, so and just buttoning it back in. I'll have nails in there connecting that. But basically, it's getting areas filled in. And there's some areas like this one. The water line is right here. Water's going back there. So if I made this, covered this whole thing from here, came out, and came down as one rock and filled in both those areas, water wouldn't have nowhere to go, really.
But you said the concrete doesn't stop the water, or
Well,
that it soaks through the water?
it will. I mean, you're going to get evaporation, and you're going to, especially something that's been done and done and done again.
Yeah.
I mean, what we're going to do is basically slow it down tremendously.
Okay.
But even in my ponds, you're talking about the thorough seal.
Thorough seal, is that what
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah, it's called a thorough seal. I'm going to cover all that and fill in all the cracks up against the rocks and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
that's the
then-
part I was.
and then I come back and do the
Okay.
concrete work. Yeah, I'm going to thorough seal it first.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what you're saying. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying
I'll
to.
bring that and cover the whole floor, bring that right up into the rock.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
How long do we have to do this?
Well, they said 10 days, but it's going to take me a little longer.
Yeah.
I got to do, it'll probably take a couple weeks, a few weeks.
Okay, good. Cool. That'll give us a chance to come back.
And it'll look cool. Yeah, it's going to look way better. See, that's all fake rock over there.
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of runs together. That's another thing. These rocks are kind of jaggedy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all their fake rock are all
Smooth.
round, you know?
Right.
Doesn't really match to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I can get it to match a lot better.
Huh. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like.
Yes.
Might have to put you on the design crew, on the structural design.
Right? I don't want to do him wrong, but I don't want to do gold wrong either. So we gotta try to make it everybody happy.
Yeah.
Get it done real fast.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd rather, get it done fast and have as least leaks as possible, so everybody's happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like with these ponds, especially with these big old rocks, they just settle, you know. Especially if water gets underneath it, then the rock settles and then everything cracks.
Oh, yeah. So they would settle even more because
Yeah,
the ground
all
got
the water
moist.
going here.
Oh.
That's what's really been happening with these, especially with these big old rocks. These rocks are heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy.
Yeah, I could tell.
But I don't think it's going to be as bad as I thought anyway.
Yeah.
As I've been going around today just tapping everything, trying to find all the hollow spots
Oh.
and then get rid of those. And these used to be lights, pool lights.
Yeah.
That's going to end up being a rock.
Oh, okay.
We'll make that a rock. And they just kind of mud it over, but they use some really crappy mud. And they use it too thick, so it gets brittle when you use it. That you can use this kind of mud like what do they call it? All-purpose or whatever. But you can't do it that thick at once. You got to do layers. Because you do it too thick, it just for some reason gets real brittle and just pops off. You saw that one big piece.
That's just that particular kind of mud?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's patch material, but you got to do it right.
Put this camera.
It'll be fun.
Looks like fun. All right, this camera is about to run out of data, or this data card is about to run out, and it's about to run out of battery. So I'm just gonna put you right there for a minute and say adios. This is the job right here that we're working on right now. So you just heard Tim explained the steps that we're doing to put this new floor in, to seal the cracks, to keep the water from seeping out. We talked a little about that a little bit more before we talked to Tim, because we talked to him the first time we were out here about the steps we're taking. So he's had a good chance to analyze the situation here. Today he's been going around with a hammer, just clanking on certain parts to see where there might be weak areas or wherever the water is going out. And so now that he's got, you know, he's laid eyes on everything, knows exactly where we need to be focused at, he's going to lay the materials down just in that order that we've talked about. And we're going to come back and take a look at this beautiful pond after we're all done here. All right, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to support your local small business by subscribing to this channel, and we'll see you again next time.